3, 2, 1.
Put everything down and crank your speakers up.
It's time for
The Realest Podcast.
Oh yeah!
We got us a new world champion!
And what is going on, guys? You're listening to the Realest Podcast, and welcome to the Great Balls of Fire results review, whatever you want to call it. It honestly wasn't a bad show.
No, it was a roller coaster. It really was. There was moments where I was like, all right, I'm happy. Then I'm like, really?
It played with
okay,
our
I'm
emotions.
happy.
It played with our emotions. It was a heel night. Not a single title changed hands. Every single champion retained.
Which, in all honesty, is my pet peeve sometimes. I hate it when champions retain all the time.
Nothing really crazy to say, other than Kevin Wright, Braun. I don't know where to start. Do we start with Braun or do we start with the main event? Because, man, those two matches didn't disappoint.
The Roman Braun match, no. I will say that I am disappointed with Brock and Joe. I just didn't get into it. You know, like I was expecting a nice feel, and within the first 5 minutes of the match, not even, I'm like, all right, this is turning into Goldberg versus Brock again. Oh well, Brock's getting destroyed. He's absolutely getting destroyed. Then all Brock does is he does like 6 suplexes and then 1 F5 and it's over. And that's how you're gonna put Samoa Joe out. I
honestly and truthfully, I don't think it hurts Joe. At the end of the day, he can play he caught me off guard with the F5. It won't happen again.
I don't know. I expected more from it. The match was like 6 minutes long.
6 minutes, 25 seconds.
At this point, I'm pretty much turned off to all Brock Lesnar matches. I just am. Like, I'm not gonna turn myself on or like get excited for a Brock Lesnar match if it's only gonna be 6 minutes. It's not worth it to go out there and watch him suplex somebody 6 times and then F5 them. It's not worth it for me. It's not wrestling.
Realistically,
it got more entertainment from the rest of the matches on the card. To be honest,
from bell to bell, it was 6 minutes 25 seconds. It was around 10 minutes in total. But
I mean, shit. Heath Slater versus Kurt Hawkins was more exciting than that match.
See, this is why I disagree. I honestly enjoyed it. I really did enjoy that Brock Lesnar Samoa Joe little fiasco they just had. I honestly did. It felt like a big fight, and that's how it ended. Again, if Joe won, if somehow Samoa Joe gets a rematch, he can play. The F5 surprised me. It won't happen again because it came out of nowhere, out of the coquina clutch.
I don't know. I mean, like the whole match consisted of suplexes, an F5, and like a grand total of like 4 minutes within a coquina clutch. I don't know. It didn't do it for me. I'm probably gonna get blasted for saying it, but it didn't do it for me.
Like I said, man, I really enjoyed it. Through thick and thin, I enjoyed that. Kev says that was an all-out brawl. You could sit there and cry about how long the match was, but it was an all-out brawl.
Look, I'm not crying about the match. Let me get that straight. It just, I expected more of it, and they didn't deliver, in my opinion. That's just me. They promised a fight. That wasn't a fight. That was just, a typical Brock Lesnar match, in my opinion. So, like, for me, that's not a fight. Braun versus Roman was a fight. So, I mean, like I said, I was excited for it, and they let me down. That's just my opinion, and I'm sticking to it.
See, I don't think it didn't let me down at all. I mean, I didn't. I'll be straight with you. I didn't expect a big long match. I didn't, but
Neither did I. Neither did I. But I wanted to see more than what I did.
but I enjoyed what I got. And look, if it was Brock and Goldberg, and it was what Brock and Goldberg was, because that wasn't Brock and Goldberg. No, because
It started off like Brock and Goldberg. I was like, oh, here we go, and it got better. It did, but it still wasn't to the expectations that I wanted. I wanted a 20 to 30 minute match. That's what I wanted from them, and they could have done that. There was nothing to say that they couldn't do that.
I don't know if the way I look at it is if you have a 20 or 30 minute match following up what Braun and Roman did, I honestly don't think it'd top it. You know, I'm not going to sit here and say that what Brock and Joe did was amazing. It wasn't amazing, but I through thick and thin, I really enjoyed it. But I mean, through the 30 minutes, I wouldn't have really cared as much as I would have if it was, I think what they did was fine. To finish that off, I think what they did was completely fine. Now we can, start talking about, Braun and Roman. What'd you think of that?
Oh, I thought it was a great match. I was surprised with the ending. I was very surprised with the ending. I did not see that one coming. Roman basically destroying Braun Strowman. He lost the match, and then Roman just destroyed him.
The end. I'll talk about the ending in just a second. Through the match, the best line was when Roman had the chair. He hit Braun, and Braun just looks at him. Hit me, you stupid son of a bitch.
Yeah.
That was without a doubt the best part of that entire thing. But the ending, Braun is now my favorite. Kevin says, the ending, man. It literally is like, I was watching with one of my buddies, and he asked me, he was like, why are they doing this? And it's like, I get why they did it. It was all scripted. For any Roman Reigns fans out there, Roman didn't go crazy. What they're trying to pull, or not pull, the story they're trying to tell, or put out there is Roman just clicked and went nuts, wants to finish off Braun. Which is why they had the Heath Slater versus whatever his name is. They had a little squash match there to kind of get everybody's attention off of it, because they want you to think it was a serious matter and that something seriously went wrong. But at the end of the day, nothing really happened. I mean, I'll be honest. I don't know if Braun was actually in the back of that ambulance or not. If he was. Because he looked messed up at the end of all that. He honestly and truthfully looks like he got, he was in a car accident.
Yeah, I mean, even if he wasn't in the back when they did that, they did a really good job of making it look like he was.
I don't, when can you find the time to produce that?
I'll tell you what, that takes a lot of time and manpower to put that together.
No, but like when can you find the time to get them both and be like, all right, let's do this real quick? If that's the case, if they are to do that. I honestly think either Braun hopped in the passenger seat, or Braun got all the way up, as far as he could, to the front of the ambulance and just took it.
Mm-hmm.
Because he did look banged up.
Yeah, he did, for sure.
I mean, at the end of this, I will be honest, I was emotionally invested into this. It made me sit up and think, oh my goodness, what is happening?
Yeah, and I kind of wonder where we go from here, because they painted it as if the feud is supposed to be over after that, but, after him getting, basically put through a truck. You kind of wonder. You kind of wonder, like, is this over? Is this not over? Like, I really want to know.
The question
I really
is
want
do
to know.
you give Roman Reigns a title opportunity? It's like, you would think, well, Roman, you did attempt to kill somebody, so I can't give you a title opportunity because you need to go to the psychiatric ward and get something figured out. Kevin Wright says, bro, Braun took that shit like a MF and boss.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, man, it was really good. That was probably the most exciting thing of the pay-per-view, hands down.
Yeah. And
I'm still speechless from it.
And Braun, and Braun won. So the question is now does Braun get a title opportunity or does Roman get a title opportunity?
Oh, totally Braun.
Well,
no matter what.
That's assuming. I mean, then again, Braun, quote unquote, had an injury that he should have been out for 6 months.
Unless they're trying to write him off TV that way, be like, oh well, we haven't seen Braun since, this. He just sort of like, left, and now we don't know where he is or how he is.
Right. Absolutely. Sorry, I'm looking at a translation of what this person just said.
A translation.
Oh, he said hi. Hello. Sorry, we don't speak. I don't know what language that is, but we do not speak it. But but do you give him a title opportunity? Because if he is getting written off TV, I think it's absolutely dumb. Because I think now Braun's white hot.
Mm-hmm.
Lord, I still think Samoa Joe's white hot.
You still think Joe is white hot? Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
How so?
Dude, I 100% think that was that. Even though it was 6 minutes 25 seconds, I still think Joe is coming out of that okay. Like it's not like he's gonna come out tomorrow and it's like, well, he didn't last that long. That's not that great. I honestly and truthfully think Joe's okay from that.
Well, I mean, you could always spin it in terms of I dominated that match. He got lucky, hit me once, and it was over.
That's what I'm trying to say. Is you can play the card that he got me with a lucky F5. He won't do it again. I would be okay to see that match again at SummerSlam. I would. But obviously it needs to be longer than 6. That one would need to be longer.
Right.
The crowd was into it. I'm sure a lot of people at home were into it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was an okay match. For me, it wasn't my favorite match of the night. It didn't.
No,
like I said, it kind of disappointed me.
I will say Braun and Roman took that one.
Oh yeah. I mean, I was actually really entertained by Alexa and Sasha too.
Yeah, and that feud's going to continue. Probably get a rematch tomorrow or something. Or they'll make another stipulation. Or they'll make a stipulation for SummerSlam. Continue this till SummerSlam, which I don't mind. But there were other matches. Starting off with the kickoff show, you had the Cruiserweight Championship, which wasn't a bad match either. It was a good wrestling match. It really was.
Problem I had with it, this is where I was like, I'm glad this was the kickoff show match, was the finish.
Yeah.
I was like, this is such a kickoff show finish. Okay, how are we going to put down Akira Tozawa? Simple. We're just going to balance him on the ropes and then kick it and hurt his nuts.
Now,
surprise! No finisher, no nothing. He just, pins him casually for the 3. And then 2 hours later, oh, my nuts are still hurting. You need to make this right.
In reality, this pay-per-view is a setup or in all honesty, it's to end the small storylines and a setup to SummerSlam. That's what this pay-per-view is for. Now, what they're doing is they're setting up for SummerSlam. Tozawa's probably going to get a rematch at SummerSlam. God forbid they do it at 205 Live, because it wouldn't honestly, truthfully, it wouldn't surprise me if they did, because 205 Live is awful right now, and it would not surprise me if they tried to do something to get some ratings on it. Now, like I said, I think with a lot of today's stuff, it was to basically to put up continue storylines. Sasha Banks and Alexa Bliss. Other than if a rematch happens tomorrow, then what I'm saying right now means nothing. But it's more than likely it's setting up for a storyline for SummerSlam.
Right.
The tag team championships. I don't know what's going to happen with that. I think that's over. Same with the Intercontinental Championship. Finishing a storyline. Big Cass and Enzo Amore. That's done. But the big questions and the highly questionable finishes, which is the women's match, the cruiserweight match, and the only good one out of this, Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns. It's just to continue storylines.
Let's not forget Heath Slater's big win on Great Balls of Fire.
It didn't even get to be aired on TV.
No, all we hear is, and the winner of this match, Heath Slater.
Ding, ding, ding. And the winner. She's like, oh, okay. Glad I got to watch it.
Oh, God.
When I heard the sirens, I honestly thought Braun's going to come out, I'm not finished with you.
The whole time I was like texting you, I was like, all right, Roman's got him. He's thinking about what he wants to do with him. I'm waiting for Braun Strowman, just his arms just to rip through the back of that ambulance and grab Roman and pull him in. I was waiting for that, and then all of a sudden he backs him up into a trailer. I'm like, oh my God.
Well, my thing is Roman only speared him once out of that ambulance, and then just threw him into the back of, or he hit him with the lights, yes, but then threw him into the back of the into the ambulance, and then Braun just basically took everything.
Right.
When a few weeks ago, Braun took 3 spears, and it was just like nothing happened. But I'm interested in seeing what happens here. I really am.
Yeah, I definitely want to see, if this feud is going to keep going, if it's definitely over, how long Braun is going to be out, if he's going to be out. I just really want to see what direction they're going to take with that storyline.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, let's talk more. Enzo, what opened the show? I totally forgot what opened the show.
That was Bray Wyatt and Seth Rollins.
You know what? I totally forgot that was a thing.
It's it was that bad that we forgot that was a thing.
What's the point of Bray going over?
Well, I said it in the pre-show. I said it's not something that would surprise me if Bray Wyatt were to win this match, because Bray Wyatt has a history of winning matches and then them not doing anything with them. And then this cycle just repeats.
I said on the pre-show that I did not see a way possible of him winning, but what's the point?
I think the point is just to keep that feud going, to keep Seth Rollins busy, and to keep Bray on television. That's probably the only reason.
I wasn't interested. And then Enzo and Cass.
Well, that was a huge mistake, and I think I texted you and I said, can't wait to slam it. We all knew this was the result, but we just watched 10 minutes. I think this match was actually longer than Samoa Joe and Brock Lesnar. Imagine that. Enzo Amore just throwing around, or not Enzo Amore, Big Cass just throwing around Enzo Amore like a rag doll. And it's just he comes out with the new music, got the smug look on his face.
Transformer music?
Yeah, the Transformer music.
That was
He's a freaking
awful.
Decepticon. Yeah. The whole packaging that they did with Cash is just absolutely terrible.
Let's get red
and
and blue.
then the performance in the ring was absolutely terrible. It's just if Oh man,
There is a positive.
you
out of
really
this,
want
though.
to ruin something. You really want to ruin something. Just watch that match. Like that was what happens when you ruin something.
But there is a positive out of this.
Okay.
Enzo probably cut the best promo he's ever cut before that match.
Yeah.
I think the Enzo's promo was outstanding.
I mean, a lot of good that does him, though. I mean, what good's a good promo if you're not going to let him do anything with it?
I honestly think it made Cass look dumb. I really did. And then, of course, Cass comes out, puts his fist in the air, and just walks to the ring like he's marching down to the ring as if he's marching for a protest or something. And you're just like, what are you doing?
Yeah. I don't know. For me personally, like, this is my one problem with Enzo and Cass. Like, I was cool when they were together because they got the fans behind them. They were entertaining. Enzo pretty much kept that group alive with his, with his skills in the ring, his mic skills. And, with them broken up and everything, even now, it's like when they were a tag team, when they're not a tag team. The biggest problem I have with Enzo and Cass was that they would talk a whole bunch of crap, but never back it up. Like, you could be the best talker in the game, but if you don't back it up, it's just like, who cares?
Yeah.
And it's like, Enzo comes out, he cuts the best promo of his life, congratulations. But who cares? Who cares when you don't do anything with it? And I feel like that's what's going to happen to Cass and Enzo. They're going to come out and they're going to try to do all this stuff that they're not either A, good at or not good at. And it's going to be like, who cares? Because it's not going to go anywhere. Cass isn't going to go anywhere if he can't talk on the mic. What's he going to do? Get Paul Heyman to back him up? What is he, a Paul Heyman guy? I mean, because that's like the only way that Big Cass is going to have a career is if he had somebody like Paul Heyman backing him up. I don't know. I told you I was going to go ham on this topic. I'm still to this day not a fan of this split, and I think that they just completely ruined both of their careers.
I honestly don't know a person that is a fan of the split. Truth be told, I don't know a single person that's a fan of these two splitting up. But
it would be stupid to put them back together at this point. That's the problem.
Yeah. But it's happened before. We've seen crazy breakups, and in the end, they get back together. I think the Hardys have done that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I don't know.
we could easily see them getting back together happening.
I mean, like, it's the best thing for them.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, apparently we're having the rise of the Decepticons going on here with Big Cass, so apparently he's going to be the next big thing.
Here's the difference between DX, Kev. DX was formed by Shawn Michaels and Triple H. They honestly and truthfully broke up back in the 90s when Shawn Michaels went home with his back injury and also had to get clean. Even though DX stayed together, that was like the breakup of the original DX. Then they got back together in the early 2000s, and then back together kind of toward the late early 2000s. So around 2008. And then they never got back together again. And I think what ruined the first time was Triple H's big injury that he had.
Yeah, see, that's the thing though. Like when you talk about like DX had its time.
They also weren't a tag team.
With Shawn and Triple H, yeah, they weren't a tag team. But the interesting thing to take into account is that most people, when they think about DX, and I hate to say it, they don't think of Shawn and Triple H. They think of Triple H, X-Pac, and the Road Dogg and Billy Gunn. Because really, after Shawn had left, that is when DX really took off. Mm-hmm. I mean, they were still popular when him and Shawn were running the gauntlet together, but they were just doing those wacky antics. DX really wasn't legitimate until Triple H took over. And then, of course, when they reformed with him and Shawn Michaels.
The only time they were really a tag team was when they reformed in the 2000s.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was Shawn being the top guy and then Triple H being the mid-card guy. But You know, you have the 30-minute Iron Man match for the tag team.
Now, that was a good match.
That was a good match.
That was a
And
good...
God, Sheamus and Cesaro went up 2-0 quick. Within the first 10 seconds, they were up 1-0.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, wow, this is really lopsided. Like, they really did a good job of making you think the Hardys were going to win this match, because it's like, wow, they just went up 2-0 in like 2 minutes. Like, they're going to dominate this match, and the Hardys going to come back and win it.
Yeah, and I honestly didn't see the tag.
I heard it. I heard it because my sister was watching it with me.
Cesaro,
and
I didn't see that tag.
And Haley's like, oh, the Hardys are going to win. The Hardys are going to win. I'm like, no, they aren't. What do you mean, no, they aren't? I'm like, you didn't hear the tag just now? Cesaro's just going to run in there and screw everything up. What happened?
Now, Matt got messed up by something. I honestly, I think that him and Sheamus' head hit at the same time. Or who took that pin? It might have been Cesaro. That whenever he went down, when they both jumped off the top turnbuckle, I think that his head might have they might have bumped heads, and it got his right above his eyebrow.
Yeah. I mean, he looked really bad.
Yeah, I think the worst I've ever seen anybody though was Joey Mercury taking it from the ladder.
Oh my God! Yeah, how bad that skull. He started pouring blood. Oh,
and
it was bad.
When Edge and Randy Orton were together, when they faced DX, and Randy Orton took a chair shot to the head. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't nearly as bad as that, but I mean, I saw Matt touch his face, and then like the camera went back to him, and his right side of his face was red, and I was like, "Oh God."
Yeah, I mean, like there was a lot of blood in this pay-per-view. It really was.
Yeah, there was that.
Ambrose,
Hardy, Ambrose, Braun. Who else? Is that it?
I think so. I'm trying to think. Who else?
There was at one point I thought
it.
Brock was bleeding.
Yeah, but that was just like he had like I don't know if they were like rug burns or whatever on like his ribs or whatever.
No, there was before the bell rang, he Samoa Joe gave him some punches, and it looked like he got him, and I was like, he's bleeding. But that was just his face being red like normal. But the tag team match was a good match. I don't really have anything to complain about it.
I'm surprised with the finish though, because now it's like, where do we go from here?
The finish was weird. It really was. And then, yeah, you're absolutely right. Where do you go from here? Because the Hardy, actually, when Cesaro pinned Jeff's left shoulder got up.
Oh, did it? I have to go back and watch that now.
Let me see if I can find it on Twitter real quick, because I saw a tweet, and I will capture it. There is but his shoulder did get up. And remember, Lana tweeted at Shane McMahon saying, "Hey, my shoulder was up." So we're gonna look for that real quick, and then I will be back with. All right, I guess I can't find it because where is it? I saw it. I have to find it. Seriously, where is it? Right here. His shoulder's clearly up.
What are you gonna put it in the chat there?
Yep, just give me 1 second. But so if they do play the shoulder up angle, we could see a rematch tomorrow night. Not a 30-minute match, but just a regular rematch. EFG. right there. Boom, boom. Come on, there it is. As you can see, his shoulder is up. I'll put it in the chat now. But yeah, right there. His shoulder is up.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Oh, you see it?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah. So, they could... And here's the thing. If we look, the ref sees it. The ref's looking right at it.
Oh, boy. Yep. Yeah, you can't turn around and say that, you can't really say that he wasn't looking at there. It's pretty obvious. I don't know. I mean, they could make the argument, but, at the same time, it's kind of like, do you really want to see this again? I mean, they pretty much just ran the gauntlet with the 30-minute Iron Man match. Where do you go from here?
Well, in all honesty, we've seen the only opponents that the Hardys have had is Cesaro and Sheamus, so everything that they've done, we've already seen.
Yeah.
They've literally been feuding for 3 to 4 months now. Juan HD says Roman Reigns fucked up Braun, LOL. Brock won, yes. Roman Reigns, Braun won, GG. Mike Andrews says great pay-per-view. Really, you thought it was great? What were your key points, and what were your key points of the pay-per-view tonight? Again, the pay-per-view through altogether wasn't that bad. I enjoyed it. I thought that the matches up until what's next for Roman and Braun, dude, we don't know. I don't know. Did you just tune in one? Because if you did, that was one of the first things we talked about when we first started the show. Is, dude, we don't know because we're lost. We really are lost by it. I don't know what's next for them, for any of them. And that makes, this will make us tune in tomorrow.
Oh, absolutely. I can't wait for Raw tomorrow. And, that's really hard to say considering that it's Monday Night Raw tomorrow.
Best parts, Michael Andrews says Sasha. That, the women's match wasn't bad.
Yeah.
And the ending was good, and again, it continues the storyline into SummerSlam. Roman in the tag match. I think that's fair enough to say. And again, I honestly and truthfully enjoyed Samoa Joe's and Brock Lesnar's 6-minute match. I really did. I know Andrew extremely disagrees with me.
I'm sorry. It's like I said. Like I enjoyed watching it. I just expected more. I very much expected more.
Michael says
from everything leading up to it. Yeah.
Michael says the best match was Kurt Hawkins versus Heath Slater, instant classic, only if Eva was there. And then Juan said, I enjoyed the tag match of Roman and Brock.
Well, see, Heath Slater, man, he got the win. I think this is important that we notice this, man. He's the next in line for an Intercontinental Championship because he beat Kurt Hawkins, and he did it without us even seeing it, man. That's talent.
I think what's important to catch out of all this is how great the production did with Heath coming out, kind of playing that, oh, whoa, I wasn't expecting to wrestle tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Same with Kurt Hawkins, because Kurt Hawkins was just finishing up lacing up his boots.
Yeah.
So you do have to give those two credit because they did do a good job to make you think, wait, this could be serious. What if Roman for some reason did, snap, but then you got to remember there's placed GoPros there.
Yeah.
In that very spot. Now, moving on, the women's match. I think we kind of covered that. It was a good match. I think, again, I've already said that, or we've already kind of established that we will be seeing another match, more than likely either a rematch on Raw or a match at SummerSlam, which I wouldn't mind. I think if there's a match on Raw, though, there's going to be interference, and we're going to see we're going to see who her next opponent is. But there's a fight going on in the chat, and it's to see who can put the most ins in the chat, Roman or Braun. But from the women's match, where'd it go? It went to Roman and Braun, didn't it? There was a lot of matches tonight, and I'm just lost. Oh, we didn't talk about the Intercontinental Championship. Miz and
Oh,
Dean
why?
Ambrose.
How could we not do that?
Miz and Dean Ambrose with Miz's entourage.
No.
Miztourage. Sorry.
They're the Bullet Club, man. They're the Bullet Club. Oh, everybody knows that Bo Dallas was cosplaying as the Young Bucks. I mean, come on.
But, God bless, they really are going at it in the chat. But, I mean, it was just one of those, like, you knew. There's 3 people behind the Miz, and Dean has to basically fight them all. There was going to be outside interference, and who was going to win. I don't know what's next for Dean Ambrose. Honestly, I don't care. I'm just ready for, to see what happens next for the Miz. And hopefully we don't have to deal with stupid stuff, as in him having to make up to his wife for destroying a clock.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
This Intercontinental Championship match was really entertaining. I very much enjoyed it.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I think there was just at points where I thought that Dean being able to beat everybody who beat everybody up like he was kind of getting too out of hand. But the numbers finally caught up to him.
Oh yeah, like they were trying to like relive like Stone Cold Steve Austin and how he took out the entire League of Domination.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, so I mean, it was just there's like a point in the match, and I'm probably gonna get heat for saying this, where I was just really thinking about it. I'm like, this match would be so much better if Dean Ambrose wasn't in it. And it's a shame to say it, but like, unless he reignites with the Shield at this point, I don't think he really has anything to look forward to in his career. And like, I hate to say it because like. 6 months ago, 7 months ago, 8 months ago, or whatever it was, we were saying that Dean Ambrose needed to be champion, that he was, that he really deserved it, and then we were all excited that he got it, and then it was just like, well, now what? And it seems to be that way with him now. It's like, now what?
Yeah. I can't agree with you more, man. And by the way, Juan won the fight. This is my yard now.
This is my yard. Man, it's too bad that our newest member isn't here to join in on the fray.
He's probably asleep or he's grounded. Yeah. he was ready to take his dad's credit card.
Well, he said he lived in what? In England, and he was it's like what, 4 o'clock in the morning over there now.
It ends at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So, who won what match? So, I mean, we really did cover everything to cover. We covered Brock and we covered every match on the card. So, thick and thin, I would give this a 6 or 7 rating. And I think at the end of the day that I think that this is a positive for Raw because they haven't had the best of pay-per-views. So, I'm okay with it. And we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm going to say, for sure, I would say about a 6. I wouldn't give it anything more than that because of certain aspects of the pay-per-view. Other than there were certain things that pretty much really sustained the pay-per-view and made it so entertaining that you had to watch it. You couldn't look away, like Braun and Roman. If this is the last time that they're going to fight for a while, I'm really sad to see it end.
Yeah. But I think with that being said, be sure to tune in tomorrow. Hang on, catch up. This is my yarn because I beat Taker at Mania. I hate you so much. I think with that being said, that's going to do it for the review and the results of this. Again, wasn't a bad pay-per-view. Looking forward to tomorrow's Monday Night Raw, and we will be live immediately following that Monday Night Raw, giving our thoughts on it. I'm going to go see Spider-Man tomorrow, so I'm really looking forward to that. Can't wait. Spider-Man's going to be amazing. So I think with that being said, I will aim for Andrew. We will talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace out.